Good evening everybody, welcome to another video. It's the 5th of July today, it's around 7 PM. I'm down this lovely little tributary you can see behind me. I've come out this evening and the main target is Barbel after the wide trip. I've got the Barbel bug, so I've come out after a Barbel this evening. I've only got a few hours. I think it's supposed to start raining and very, very heavy raining. I don't fancy getting soaked in the dark. But I'm going to give it a few hours. It's going to start raining maybe 9 o'clock, something like that. But what I've done is I've come out, got here about an hour ago, and I've earmarked 3 swims, which I've baited up with some, just a few cheesy garlic halibut pellets and a bit of chili hemp and a few loose offerings of the boilies I'm going to be using. And the baits I'm going to be using, I've got some paste wrapped boilies and I've got some of the Dynamite Frenzied Luncheon meat. Very, very sticky evening, very sweaty, and it's very close. Feels very fishy. The river is up a little bit, but it is actually dropping a tiny bit. It's been raining the past few days, but it hasn't done a great deal to this river. But it has coloured up, which bodes well. I'm going to use 2 rods when I can, I think, just so we can put one on each bait. I'm just going to use 2 baits this evening. But in this swim, it's very tight. I'm going to start in here. Rods I'm going to be using are my Free Spirit 12-foot Barbel Tamers. Love these rods. Absolutely fallen in love with these rods. They're new this season, but I have to say I've fallen in love with them. Right, bearing in mind we're probably going to get wet fairly soon. I'm going to get a move on. Stop messing about. Got a little bit cheesy garlic groundbait with me. I'm just going to mix that up. Perhaps put out a small guru gripper feeder and go with the boilie just behind that. And as I say, some of the Dynamite Frenzied Luncheon meat. I've got 3 flavours. I've got the Robin Red, Krill, and I've also got the Marine Halibut. So we'll give them a try. Chop and change, see what works on the day. Now, starting off in this swim, there's a bit of a deep hole down here. Bait dropped a bit of a few pellets in earlier, and I'd say it's probably 6 foot deep down there, which is reasonably deep for this river. As you can see the bottom in a lot of places. So yeah, good place to start, I think. I've got as I say, three swims earmarked. We'll see how we get on. Play it by ear. I'm going to start a paste wrap boilie on this rod. As I say. Now I may well catch some chub, and really don't mind catching chub at all, to be honest, especially the way they fight in here. Scrap, like absolute tigers. So that's not a problem at all. I'm going to put a slightly larger feeder on here just for now, I think. Just guru gripper feeder. I'm just going to drop it in down here, down this deep hole down here. I haven't got to cast it, so we're not going to make a lot of disturbance. I can pretty much put it in the water, to be honest. Mix up this groundbait fairly stodgy as well, so it stays in the feeder a bit longer. It's a bit topped over there now. I've got my standard Barbel running ledger rig on. I won't go into detail now. I've made a video about this, so I'll put a link to the video up there. And also I've got my standard Barbel coated braid hook links on. Again, link will be up there and in the description to those videos. So let's get this plopped in as gently as we can. Just want to go literally. There we go. And it's on the bottom. So yeah. Where's me landing now? Just in case we get a very, very quick bite. Wearing it. Attacked by stinging nails. Well, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. The fish want to play ball. As I say, I really don't mind catching some chub. not at all. It's so muggy today. Very sweaty and close. Sticky in here, and I'm going to be all wet, I think, within an hour or so. We'll give it an hour or so in each swim, I think. That'll do 3 hours. There was one other swim I had fished before and I've had chub from, but there's a member in there, so obviously I wasn't able to go in there. But if he does go before it gets dark, or just as it gets dark, we can always get in there, assuming he's put some bait in, and you know, we can always jump in his grave, so to speak, if we're not having any joy. I'm not going to stay too late, it is a work night, got to get up in the morning. Oh, here we go. That was a proper chubby pull. You see on my hands a little bit because I'm fishing a D-rig with a bait on a bait spike. So chub are often very good at getting away with it, aren't they, on what's effectively a hair-rigged bait. Because I don't really want to start hauling chub out if there's barbel down there. Oh, blimey, that didn't take long. Well, this is a chub, I'm sure. Blimey. See what I mean about the way the chub are fighting here. This is a 2 1/4 pound test curve rod. Chub, nice one too. We'll have to do a bit of wrong-handed landing here. It's a bit awkward. Come on, here you go. Off again. Come on. Tack-handed. There we go, gotcha. Well, I didn't take long, did it? Not the intended quarry, but as I said, not a problem. Well, there we are. Great stuff. What a cracking start. Fantastic. Well, we get some tabs, which is a good sign. I hope I don't suffer from the first cast curse that I have done recently. I think I'll give it another 10 minutes or so in here. I can always come back, but this is the sort of place that the barbel will be. You know, I haven't got to sort of bait and wait. They'll be down there if they're going to be here. So I think we give it another 10 minutes. If we don't do anything, we'll go on to one of the other swims. The problem I have this season, for those of you who are new to the channel, is that, well, it's another problem to have, is this is a new stretch to me. I've never fished it before this season. I've had a couple of sessions down here now. Never caught a barbel down here. Don't know where the good barbel swims are. There aren't that many barbel in here. Well, put it this way, there's one come out so far this season. And it's 5th of July. So, yeah, it's not an easy task I've set myself this evening. But I've tried to pick conditions where it's looking good. A few have been spotted, so there are a few about, but It's by no means prolific. But you know, with the bait in the water, you've always got a chance, haven't you? Nothing else doing here at the moment, so I'm going to have a move. I've just put 3 or 4 feederfuls, big feederfuls of groundbait in that's got hemp and cheesy garlic pellets in it, just down into that hole, so we can always come back in a bit. So swim number 2, just a nice steady run through here. You can probably see, well, the foam, just a nice steady run, and obviously all that cover over there, which looks to me like it will hold fish. However, unfortunately, I'd like to get above it, but I just can't. There's no way of getting access to above it, so we have to settle for fishing below it. So I'll go with exactly the same tactics. It's just starting to rain, actually. The promised rain is coming. My hay view is playing up a bit, so the rain will hopefully help a bit. Knock a bit of pollen out in the air. I can get my rod untangled. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to put a much smaller feeder on this time, because I've still got to put it over there. I think looking at it, 2 ounces will probably just about hold. I may grab another rod in a minute as well. Fish another rod in here, just around the corner here as well. So I may well do that. There's some depth under there as well, and I've got that right underneath, so hopefully it'll hold. Seems to be holding. We'll pay out a bit of line, well, it should be able to hold. Well, we'll get some knocks and rattles. Someone's at home, definitely. I think having said what I have about the barbel in here and the relative scarceness of them, I think we're just fishing for one bite, really one barbel bite. If we can get one barbel bite, we'll be over the moon, to be honest. Obviously having to ledger upstream here. I'm not a fan of upstream ledgering, to be honest. It just seems very unnatural to me. Some cover up there, actually. It'd be nice to put both rods upstream. I might nip and get the other rod in a minute. Car's not too far away. I only need to get my jacket as well. It's gone a bit cold, so you can see what fact I'm saying it like this. So the rain has arrived, as you can see. I'm not sure what time it is. Let's have a look. It's got to be at least 8 o'clock, I would have thought. Yeah, 8:15. Yeah, I've got 2 rods out as well now. Just fancied fishing 1 rod upstream, 1 rod downstream in here. It's a reasonably big swim. And as and when, hopefully we get a bite, we can soon put the rods out of the way. Yeah. Looking good for a bite, although I'm not confident, put it that way. Hopeful. Well, as is often the case with downstream rods, even though I haven't baited there, I've baited up there, I've had a clang on this downstream rod already, and literally it's been in 2 minutes. Such a fierce clang, I've got a feeling it's taking the lunch meat off, to be honest. I'll give it 5 minutes though, just see. An absolute, very chubby. It's yeah, just that one pull they give you. You just pick the bait up and swim off, and the bait. Well, the other one's going now. Well, things are looking up. They're looking wet as well, but they're looking up. lots of rattles. It's clearly fish here, as I often say. And think to myself, if the smaller ones are like it here, why weren't the bigger ones? We've got a lot going on here. Just had a chat with one of the other members. But I'm going to have a little move around the corner. Got out someone else's very smashed up broken old feeder. Nice. I wonder I wasn't getting a bite. Right. Throw that away. Put it in the bag to throw it away. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of a move. And that member was actually doing a bit of swim clear and he wasn't fishing. So apparently cleared that swim. I fancy. So despite probably quite a lot of disturbance, I might go and have a look. Perhaps have a go in there. Well, it's gone 10 o'clock. I'm going to call it a day at that. It's been chucking it down for like 2 hours now, something like that. And it's turned from an enjoyable fishing session into endurance, to be honest. There's flies everywhere. As I say, it's hammering it down with rain. I'm soaked. Nothing going on at all down here on these tips. So, yeah, I'm going to call it a day. I am going to get out in the next few days, though. But till then, all there's left to do is to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not exactly enjoying it right now, I have to say. Tight lines. Enjoy your own angling. Many thanks to the channel patrons. And I'll see you all again very soon.